fellow Trek Chatters, I'm Pit Trekkie, and welcome to another episode of Pittsburgh's Trek Chat. So for today, what I'm going to be doing in this episode, I'm going to go over a couple of old Star Trek Playmates Toys roleplay that I found 2 weeks ago at Steel City Con. If you don't know what Steel City Con is, it is the local Comic-Con that comes 3 times a year to the Pittsburgh area, specifically in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. It's a wonderful show. The vendor's room is top-notch. You can basically find anything that you're looking for in this vendor's room. So usually you find like a scattering of Star Trek stuff. You'll see a lot of the old 4.5-inch figures, the First Contact figures. You'll see some of the ships. They're usually selling for over $100, things like that. Some of the 9-inch figures, the 12-inch figures. But there's not always a whole lot of Star Trek toys that can be found. Well, there was one dealer who brought a bunch of Star Trek loose items that he must have collected over the years. And unfortunately I bought a gold-plated Enterprise D from 1994, but it was so battery corroded that it damaged the gold plating and it ruined it doesn't work. Flat out doesn't work. But I did find 2 role-playing toys that I've always wanted. One of them my twin brother had, but now I have one of my own. So the first one I'm going to do is the classic Star Trek movie series. I actually found a Starfleet wrist communicator that it's been opened obviously, but I can handle that with a little pair of scissors. The big thing I was wondering is, does this work? And I did find out it does. I'll push it, I'll bring it closer. And it's hard to hear, but it is there. All right, so this actually came out in 1996. So it still works, so that's a good thing. But I'm going to try to see if I can get it to work a little bit better and actually replace the batteries and, kind of bring it back to full life. So we're going to do that one first. The second one we're going to do, and this is the one my twin brother had when we were growing up, is the classic Star Trek Tricorder. This is, again, in an open box, and this one's from 1995. So let's see here. Let's open it up. This one's actually loose. Okay, nothing in it but oh, look at that. Not only did I find, it's still taped. It's actually still taped, but we're going to open it up just to kind of have a little review of what these were. So obviously we have the classic Star Trek, the instructions that Playmates had included about the batteries, things of that nature, how to work it. All right, but we also have the blueprints. The wonderful blueprints that used to come with these toys, these role-play toys with the 90s era. So that's the classic tricorder. First time this thing has been open like this in 28 years. 28 years. Now, does this work? Okay, well, let's take a look here. I'm going to move a little closer. Okay, so the lid opens. Okay, looks like everything's still pretty much intact inside. The little viewer, it's in good shape. It's not scratched up or anything. Let's check the buttons, because I haven't done this yet. Okay, no, no, and no. Okay, so does that mean that I'm going to throw it away if I have to replace the batteries and it doesn't work? Not at all. I'm going to hang it from the wall in my man cave, because even if it's not working, I can still keep it open and have it displayed. All right, so I remember that this was actually where the batteries were at down below, and if down here, there was a little opening here, if you opened it the right way, there we go. It actually brings that little Spyro whatever it is inside there that's kind of holographic to make it look like it's still spinning. So that works fine. Let's see if we can bring this baby back to life. This is one thing I remember about the Star Wars role-play toys. You had to bang the living shit out of them to get these batteries out. But I kind of did a little cheat with this one. I actually found my Dollar Tree handy dandy screwdriver set here, and I'm going to try to pry these open. All right. Ooh, got a little nick in it right there. Oh well. Okay. Oh man, tight but little bugger. There we go. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes, give it a little blow. Okay. I'm just going to use this and kind of scrape inside a little bit in case there's really a bunch of corrosion that would kind of keep it the batteries from working. Just a little bit of it on here in the metal. By the way, I just realized that I went and started on this one right away instead of the other one. Oh well, as long as we're doing something here. All right, so I'm going to my desk drawer here at work, put in some fresh batteries. Looks like a tiny little piece of the metal broke off in here, but hopefully it's nothing that's majorly needed. Okay, batteries are in. I'm going to spin them to loosen them up a little bit. Okay, we're going to put the battery pack on. Like I said, if this works, great. If it doesn't matter. I'm still going to display it. This thing's 28 years old, remember. All right. Oh, went the wrong way. All right. Okay, guys, now's the big moment. Does this 28-year-old Star Trek Original Series tricorder work? No, no, and no. All right, that's fine. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can still maybe play around with it and see if I can get it working. Maybe it needs a little bit more cleanup. But if not, no big deal. I got it for $5. You know, so it's a nice little static prop then. All right, that's it for the tricorder. Now we know we're going to have better luck with the communicator because we know it works. Alright, so let me get in here. Again, this is from 1996. You know what? I don't think this has ever been open. It hasn't. I still have... This is sealed. The communicator is still literally in its packaging. I can't believe it. That this thing has never been opened. It's in good shape. So let's see what we got here. Even the plastic around it is still on it. I'm shocked. Absolutely shocked. All right, so now the plastic is off. So let me go ahead and kind of just give you a little tour here of the communicator, what it looks like. It needs a little bit of cleanup, but we can get it there. So here are the buttons. Okay. And back here we have the wrist strap. It's supposed to go around you here. All right. What I really like on it is the CommScan screen that's here at the top. I think that's pretty neat. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open it up and I'm going to see if it needs, if we put fresh batteries in it, will it actually work better? If not, I'll leave it just the way it is. Okay. All right. Just got to find where the battery pack is. Is that here? Well, you know what? Why don't we go and look at the directions, even though this thing has been sealed for, what, 27 years? Okay. So I got the classic Star Trek movie series directions. Okay. So it looks like with this one I'm actually going to need a screwdriver, so I got my Dollar Tree set here. Let's take a look and see what we can do here. All right. even if it doesn't work any better, at least it works. That's all I care about at this point. Two AA batteries, okay. Alrighty. Remove screw to battery compartment with a Phillips screwdriver. Ah, okay. So I'm unscrewing the wrong things. I didn't see it because of the boy, these are on tight. That plus sealed with age really messing with it. Here we go. Really disappointed to some degree that the tricorder isn't working. Maybe I just need to clean it a little bit more and we'll be in a good place. Oop. Let's see. Here we go, it's starting to come out. Okay, here we go. Okay. Batteries came out nice and easy. Let me get these batteries out of here. Might as well use them. They're not going to work on the tricorder. Much better. All right. Trying to see. And the little viewer lights up. So pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. I'm impressed with this toy here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put the battery thing back on here. I'll be honest with you, I'm really impressed that this thing has never been opened and those batteries have lasted, even though they're not real good. I mean, they're a lot less power, but they actually kept this thing going enough that we were able to test it. All right. Alrighty, so I'm going to take my watch off here and see if I can figure out how to put this thing around my wrist. If I can do it, great. If not, it's not the end of the world. Alright, so wrist communicator, you put it here on the wrist and put it through the slot. My fat wrist might be too much for it. Well, I got it. What do you guys think, ladies and gentlemen? Motion picture communicator on my wrist. It's lit up. I used to pretend I was Captain Kirk when I was a kid. So now I can say Kirk to Enterprise, Kirk to Enterprise. Really cool. So this was also $5. So for $5, I certainly couldn't beat this. So got a bust with the Enterprise gold-plated thing. By the way, I got to show you this before I go away. All right. And it's a shame because it was number 1,511 out of, what is it, 50,000? Take a look at this. It's a beautiful ship. Look what happened when they left the batteries inside. Damage to the saucer section, damage to the bottom. With all this corrosion, it's really a damn shame. It's a beautiful model, beautiful toy. And I did try putting new batteries in it, and it doesn't work. So, I mean, what's the point of keeping it now? I'll probably just throw it away. But that's what you get sometimes when you get open products and you don't know how they've been taken care of or what. So that's it for my episode here, reviewing the opening of the Star Trek the Motion Picture wrist communicator, which again, I didn't know that it was still sealed. I thought it had been opened. But no, everything's still here. Everything's in its original packaging. And then the same thing with the tricorder. If something happens and I tend to get this working, I will share that in a future episode. If you really liked this episode, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear your comments about this. You can follow the show. Obviously, you go to YouTube, you type in Pittsburgh's Trek Chat in a search engine, it'll take you directly to my channel. You can also follow the show on Facebook, facebook.com/Pittsburgh's Trek Chat. You can also follow the show on Twitter, or now X, at PGH Trek Chat. Looking forward to the next episode. Until then, may yins live long and prosper.